Giuliano here, and welcome to a Meatless Monday. Yes, today I am going to show you how to cook a great meatless recipe that is so easy you will not believe it. Because as you probably know, my philosophy really is to eat less meat, or ideally no meat. There is no reason we don't need meat, and I always believe that, we get so many healthy, anti-cancerous compounds and nutrients from the plant kingdom, not so from meat. So where possible, let's just bring those veggies on. Now today I am going to be making pan-fried crabless cakes. So I'm going to start off with a bed of bell peppers. Now I cook a lot of bell peppers because they're very easy to cook. The way that I cook them is I roast them. And all you need to do with bell peppers is halve them, put them in an oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes. You forget about them. You take them out. This is just how easy it is. And by the way, the recipe is underneath this video. What I love about roasting them is that the skins just slip off seamlessly. I want to show you this here. Look how easily the skin just slips off like that. Now, the next thing that I am going to do, you could put a little dressing on if you want to, but what I love to do is just use a little balsamic glaze. You can also use a balsamic vinegar. I will say that with your balsamic, you want to get one that is aged because it has that sweet sort of syrupy thickness to it. You don't want to just slosh on any old balsamic vinegar that's too vinegary. So as I said, this is a glaze. And I'm just going to put a little, I feel like very chef-like here, putting this glaze on. You could get sort of fancy and do a little sort of glaze pattern around the plate if you wanted to. All right, so that's it. That's the base. That is what I am going to be setting my crabless cakes on. So let's just put that aside for a second. Whoops, there. And we will set that plate aside because now I am going to make what is almost, not quite, but almost the most important part of this recipe, which is the tartar sauce. I absolutely love tartar sauce. I don't know about you. And anything fish-like, in my book, should be served with a tartar sauce. Now, this is how easy this is to make. I have here a cup of vegan mayo. So now there are so many good vegan mayos on the market, so you can just pick which one you like. I'm using just mayo here. And to this, I'm going to add, now I actually like to load my tartar sauce up with a lot of ingredients. I like it to be crunchy and lots of herbs and fresh ingredients and garlicky. I just love as much flavor as possible. And homemade tartar sauce is so much nicer than store-bought, I think. So what I've done is I'm going to add to my vegan mayo here is you can either use cut up pickle, just a sweet pickle, or cornichons if you like. Cornichons traditionally are what you would use for a tartar sauce, but if you can only get pickles, that is fine. So that is going in there. Then I'm going to add some capers. Capers give it that delicious saltiness. I'm going to add some garlic. Again, recipe is underneath this video in case you don't catch all these ingredients. I've sliced up the green part of some scallions. That will give it a little bit more crunch. And then some fresh flat leaf Italian parsley. And that is all going to mix up like so. Oh my gosh, mouth is watering already. Yum. I always have to make a bunch of it for my family because they sort of eat it in bucket loads. All right, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to get what is the secret ingredient or the most important part of this recipe, which is the crabless cake itself. Now, here we go. This is what I'm using today. It is actually a crabless cake by Gardein. Now, what is so great about this product is that oftentimes when we go meat-free, I know a lot of you say, but how am I going to get all my protein? Do I have to do all this food combining and whatnot? And actually, the first thing is you don't need as much. I think here in America, we're sort of led to believe that we need so much protein in our diet, way more than we actually need. But if you wanted to make sure that you have a lot of protein in this meal, the great thing is that a serving of these crab cakes contains 9 grams of protein. So done, you've got your protein for you and your family. The other really cool thing is that this contains omega-3 fatty acids because it contains chia seeds. So you're getting all these nutrients. Now the soy, which is the protein, is actually soy protein isolate. Now, sometimes I get a little concerned about this particular ingredient. Now the reason why is because typically it can be genetically modified, because soy in of itself is a very heavily genetically modified crop. In the case of Gardein, it is GMO free, this particular ingredient. So I am thrilled about that. The other thing is with soy protein isolate that can sometimes be a worry is the way that it's extracted and manufactured. Sometimes this can involve the use of some toxic chemicals. Again, in the case of Gardein, it is they use water extraction, so completely safe. So having got that out of the way, let's have a look at the crab cakes themselves, because these are just so great. And let me just show you here what they look like, because the texture is pretty extraordinary of these. So I'm just going to cut one open because I want you to see what it looks like. It really does have the texture, it's extraordinary, of crab. And that's why it filled my family. It's not only the taste, but it's also the texture. So for one person, a serving size that it says on the Gardein packet is 3 crab cakes, but I will say that my family, that was not quite enough. They could definitely do more, because they're a little bit of addictive once you start eating these. So I'm just going to set those there. Now I'm going to place some beautiful tartar sauce on the side there, quite a lot of it. And then I'm going to garnish with a little bit of arugula around the edge of the platter. And then if you want, you could dress your arugula with a little bit of good extra virgin olive oil, like so. And what I like to do is a tiny bit of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Voila, a platter fit for a king. Beautiful crabless cakes. As I said, it can be an appetizer or it can be an entree, and it's absolutely delicious and it's easy to make. And happy Meatless Monday. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because you're going to be getting a lot more easy, wonderful, meat-free Monday recipes. I'll see you next time.